Hey guys, happy Sunday morning. I wanted to get on here and show off a build I just finished. That's what I got for today. I was going to show off another one of my Ferrari Formula One cars, but I got this finished up, and it's the Italeri Porsche 935. The boxing says it's the baby car, but it's actually not. It's more of a mishmash of Martini 935s. So, not really an accurate descriptor on the box art, but it's a really simple build, and but I just finished it, so I wanted to show it off. And I think that's about it. It shouldn't be a long one today, but I did want to say prayers to everybody that needs them. I know Marcus from Hot Rods, he was in the hospital. Good morning, Helga. Helga just woke up, and he could use some prayers. Him and his wife evidently were both pretty sick. He did say he was home now, but prayers can, prayers still help. So, and there's always, there's always somebody that needs them. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well for the most part though, and staying warm. Me and Helga are gonna get this thing turned around, and I'll show you off this Porsche. All right, for dramatic effect, I have my ugly insulated mug here in front of the car, even though you'll see it in the thumbnail. But here it is, the 1977 Porsche 935 Martini, and the return of Helga. See this fur over here? That's not Helga. I have supplies in that box, and she just loves to sleep on it. And if I need something, then I'm just out of luck. But Helga's here now too. Let me fix this camera, sorry about that. Anyways, so I have this little tiny piece of the table to work with, and piece of dried up paint. One thing I noticed when I pulled this down, it's not actually finished. I thought I was finished last night, and then I went to bed and I realized I have a couple things to finish up. These are the integrated mirrors. That was new for 1977, and I forgot to do the chrome pin on those. Also new for 1977 was this extra wide running board area that led up into the bodywork. I got some mesh in there. I also did some mesh. Well, you're not gonna be able to see it. You can see through that. There is a Porsche cooling fan in there, they had on the top of their flat sixes. The rules for 1977 for the Group 5 cars were 4 liters. So if you're a turbocharger, you get a 1.4 multiplier for the turbochargers. So this ended up being about a 2850 cubic centimeter flat 6 with twin turbochargers. It made 670 to 630-ish, mid 600s on horsepower. And it was good for 217 miles an hour. Really good driver lineup for Porsche that year. Jackie Ickx, 6-time 24-hour Le Mans winner. He also won 8 Formula One races for Brabham and Ferrari. He drove for everybody in Formula One. Cooper, Tyrrell, Ferrari, Brabham, McLaren, Williams, Lotus, Ligier. Later in his career, Wolf and Ensign. But he was really, like I said, he won 8 Formula One races, but he was so successful in sports cars. And so it was Jackie Ickx And Jochen Mass, who was also a Formula One winner, he won the 1975 Spanish Grand Prix for McLaren until he made his mark in sports cars as well and saloon cars. He drove Ford Capris. He drove DRM, which was sort of the German touring car. So this is a simple kit. It was nice to build. I think I could have finished it in the 24 hours, no problem, if I hadn't had that problem with the hot rod. So I dropped the hot rod. I started on this. I set this aside when I decided to get back to the hot rod, and just picked it up after work and finished it the other night, except for, like I said, I got to do the mirrors. The reason it's not a baby, which is what the box art says, the baby doesn't have this. The nose is different. Totally smooth on the baby car because it wasn't, it didn't need the extra cooling and it didn't need the lights. You can see I did some weathering to make it look like it was raced, just with some rubber colored pencils, some Tamiya weathering powders, and some panel lining, and did it on the back as well, on the side, just sort of random rubber marks throughout. I used that Hasegawa black film for the trim, which worked pretty well. That was good. It sticks too so far. The decals are really good. They were cartograph. I overworked them a little bit coming over this hump, because you have to turn up and then it comes over this hump but also turns. That was tricky, so I overworked it a little bit here. And on the other side, I thought instead of trying to overwork it because I burned through it, I would try to cut it. Well, the two pieces stretched differently coming over this, so it didn't quite line up because this one ended up skinnier than this top piece. But other than that, no complaints. The cockpit just has a little roll cage. We got harnesses there. You can see those are molded in. I just painted them. There's a raised detail on the instrument cluster. I just painted that too. So yeah, this is more like the big car. Call it the big car, because like I said, the baby had a totally different nose. The baby was made for DRM. They basically just wanted to prove to BMW that they could win DRM as well. So they made a 1.4 liter version of this car that made 370 horsepower, and they took it DRM racing. They had to retire the first time out, and the second time out, Jackie X won by like a minute. They just dominated, and then they took the car back to Stuttgart and retired it and never raced again. But I'm not sure why Italeri decided to put baby on the box art when this is it's not. Actually, the wheels and tires are more like a baby, like the small car, because it had the smaller front wheels, and a lot of the pictures I saw of the main car, the front wheel was a lot closer to the size of the rear wheel. So that part sort of is. That's why I said it's sort of like a mishmash, but it looks like a 935. It's gonna look good up on the shelf. I had a lot of fun with it. I've also been working on small scale stuff. USAC. I got the body all done on the Dart. I need to do an update on that. I'm working on the motorcycle with the motorcycle group build and mine and Tim's buddy build. So got a lot going on. Need to do some updates. Hope you guys all have a really great Sunday. I'm going to look forward to watching some videos now and getting some bench time in before I have to go back to work tomorrow. So, yeah. If you want a 935 on the shelf, I'm sure you could do worse than this kit from Italeri. It's a pretty simple build, and like I said, it looks the part for display. It's just very much a curbside kit. There's nothing going on underneath really whatsoever. So, yeah. That's all I got. I babbled on long enough, and I'm gonna get out of here and start watching some of your guys' videos. So you all have a really wonderful Sunday and a great week.